So last week we spoke about task one and submission one and some of the bits and pieces that need to be part of submission one. We also looked at quantitative versus qualitative research. We spoke about how qualitative research forms part of the interpretivist paradigm, and it's about emotions and understanding the world and interpreting the world and perceptions of the world. And we also spoke about the quantitative approach, which is positivist in nature. And there it is recorded, Edel. It definitely is, Edel. Tianya, it is recorded. And then the quantitative approach, which is part of the positivist paradigm. And the belief there is that everything can be reduced to numbers and stats, and everything is about objectivity. Here, in terms of qualitative research, we account for subjectivity, and essentially the reality around qualitative research is that perceptions would be your reality. In terms of the quantitative approach, that everything has to be objective and reduced to numbers and stats. We spoke about the introduction. I did ask you guys to spend a bit of time finding a clever introduction, a catchy introduction. Can I see how that's going? That sort of grab attention opening bit in your introduction. How is that going? Anyone had a chance to do that? So what I did is I did a bit of searching around last year's submissions, and that's fine, Leah. Not the end of the world. Nice, Leah. Nice, Justine. Okay, Deborah, that's fine. You will deal with that with your obviously your pod leader, but if you want, we can chat about it as well. When we've got a second, maybe we can stay on a little bit after and chat about it. It's not the end of the world, though. Okay, so here is what one of my students did last year. Her research was this. This was an immaculate piece of research. Perceived value of employee benefits and job satisfaction. And you can see where it was. It is in the context of short term insurance. And then obviously that introduction here. So choose a job you love, and then you'll see what she does really nicely as she transitions into her actual topic, the bit of research. Very, very cleverly done. I love that bit. And then transitions even deeper into what she's actually looking at. Very, very clever piece of work. This was 93%, 93 and a bit percent, guys. So this was my top submission last year. It was astonishing, right? This really was an astonishing piece of work. So that is what you'll get to. I just need to get permission from everyone here that I can share their bits and pieces, and then I'll stick it on online the moment I have permission from them to share it. There should be no issue whatsoever in sharing this. There will be no issue, but I will confirm that. So keep thinking about your introduction, that grab attention introduction, that transition into your topic, a bit of background in your topic, and then obviously the roadmap in terms of where you're going. And then we spoke about your background, what's part of that. And then we said that we needed to look at our theoretical framework. So, in terms of the literature review, what I thought, and I don't know if you want to see this, this to me is what the layout of the first submission would be. So you would have your introduction and all that nice bits that grabs attention and transitions and builds a bit of a understanding of what the research is about, and then provides the roadmap. Then your literature review, so your main heading. So can I just ask, guys, that from the beginning we start getting this right? So I'm quite happy to share that. So the layout that we ideally want is that, right? Introduction and your background, your context, your literature review. Now, in your literature review, we have at this stage, two subheadings. It will become three at some point. your theoretical framework. I'll talk about that in a second. What I see a theoretical framework does and the layout of the theoretical framework, and I know that maybe I am, I don't know, spoon feeding too much, but this is a lot to do in a short period of time. So when you have your theory identified, please hold on a second. When you have your theory identified, you need to describe the theory in its original format. What a lot of my students do is they write the theory as if it was created for their own research. So in terms of the first part, and I just go A, B, and C, and I don't want to see A, B, and C here, but it just is to frame it a little bit better, is to discuss your theory in its original form, in its original format, using the theorists' names who had actually suggested, who had postulated the theory. So that to me is the first part. So please don't write A, B, and C. And you're not going to write seminal authors postulated theory. What I mean there is discuss the theory in its original format. Use the authors that had suggested the theory, that had postulated the theory. The second part of a theoretical, of a theoretical framework would be current literature, current scholarship. So here you look at what else is being said about your theory, what updates are there on your theory. You look at what other theorists, and you can have seminal authors in there. Seminal authors are those knowledge leaders within a particular field. But here you will look at what other scholars say about your theory, what the updated views on your theory are. And then thirdly, that you also have to do is to tell me why this theory is relevant to your research. Now, my concern is that I've done this a number of times with other groups in the past, that people forget this bit. People forget the part A, the part B, and the part C. So please just, when you put this together, guys, have a glance at these recordings, have a glance at this layout. I will upload this layout if you guys want, so that we can all work according to that. So I'm going to cheat a little bit and go to my student from last year. So when we look at her theoretical framework, now remember, this is the final document, so the layout would be slightly different to yours at this stage, but this is what you're building to. So your bits and pieces, yeah, I will do that, Yvonne. The bits and pieces that essentially will ultimately make up this document, that's the stuff that we are completing now. And obviously we start with task 1. So you'll see her discussion. She starts off with the original description. Then she takes us to updated views on the theory. And then she tells me, oh my gosh, sorry, why this theory is relevant. The part A, the part B, and the part C. Now, it's never going to be perfect. So here she used Hertzberg in measuring job satisfaction as her second theory. I think we only expect one theory. If you have two theories, we really have to talk about it. So I suggest stay with one theory, but you can have more than one theory in a theoretical framework. A second theory, and the reason she had two theories is this was a quantitative bit of research, so it was a positivist approach, and she had perceived value as an independent variable and then job satisfaction as her dependent variable. That's why we had the two theories put in there. So in terms of job satisfaction, starts off by giving me the original description from 74, then transitions into updated views on the original theory, and quite a few. Then she tells me why this theory is relevant. The part A, the part B, and the part C. So when I talk about the original bit, that's part A. What did the theory say in its original format? And you have to go back to try and find the original reference, guys. When I did my last bit of studies, my oldest reference came from 1911. So it's lacquer to see when people go find those original bits of reference. And there's so much available on the internet now. Please also do not Please also do not go Hertzberg, whatever, in Jones or Smith and Jones. Go find the original source or reference the original source. And then updated views on it, and then why this research is relevant. Please don't write A, B, and C, but I think just as a layout, that is essential. Any questions, any comments at this stage? And you must tell me if I'm making it too procedurized, but I like the idea of having a layout and having a procedurized approach to this. Okay. Right. So nothing dramatic there. The one thing that I want to also show, and it's about layout and it's about the transition in the document. What you'll see is, even though that's the layout, so here is the layout: literature review, theoretical framework, and then the two theories and the A, B, and C in the theories. Please make sure that you don't just have main headings on top of main headings. I like the idea of transitioning and building flow. And the earlier we start building flow in these discussions, the better and the easier it is in the long run. So what my student did is she gave me a description of what a literature review is. Okay. Now, what might have been different, she could have said, in this literature review, I will be including the following. I will include the theoretical framework and the review of literature as an extra sentence there. So what we're doing all the time is we're transitioning in terms of the document, and we're building flow all the time. Then the theoretical framework, she tells me what a theoretical framework does. And we know that a theoretical framework acts as the blueprint for your research. It gives us a framework within which we will complete our research. It tells us the essential elements and the essential theories that will form part of our topic. So please remember, don't just go literature review, theoretical framework, and then the theory of perceived value, and then start writing. Give me these descriptions. This is what makes a 60, a 70, a 70, a 80, and an 80, a 90. So please remember that layout, guys. Right. So in terms of the theoretical foundation, the theoretical framework, absolutely, Fabian. So you could say a theoretical framework serves, sorry, a theoretical framework serves the purpose of, and then in this assignment, I will be, or in this document, I will be using the following theories as part of my framework. A literature review, the main purpose it serves is this. In this literature review, I intend to use a theoretical framework as well as discuss past literature. So you can add on to it. It's the flow that we're establishing all the time, Fabian. So it's that transition. We need to build a flow in, and the quicker we build the flow into the document, the easier it is. She does it really well. I mean, having said that, this was immaculate. Okay, this was astonishing. That's fine, Yvonne. Thank you so much for letting me know. And Deb can listen to the recording. So when we look at a theoretical framework, decide your selected theories, decide the theories that you are going to use. It really underpins, it gives us a plan, it frames, it acts as the blueprint for our research. Now, key in terms of that is that your theory has to be relevant, and please also make sure that at least it is a theory. A theory or model, we'll accept models at this level, but make sure that it is a relevant theory. Okay, so verify that it actually is a theory at this stage. And yeah, from here, we take that and we can then interpret our dissertation, our document, and then also we can align our research questions, and all of these things are somewhere down the line with these theories that we've used or with the theory that we've used. Right. Any questions on the theoretical framework at this stage? I did ask people to start finding theories. How did your theory search go? Who has got theories for their theoretical framework at this stage? Etienne, tell me what your topic is and what your theory is.
Yes, sir. Please give me a second. I'm gonna type it in the chat box.
Okay, no problem.
Thank
Taralee,
you.
what is your topic and what are your theories or your theory? Okay, Josh, what is your topic? Give me an example of some of the theories you're considering. Taralee, do you want to share with us your topic and your theories? I think everyone's looking for it. Okay, thanks, Josh. Okay, so just to show very rapidly that this was her topic, relationship between perceived value of employee benefits and then job satisfaction levels. Her two theories, and they align perfectly. I mean, we can't for 1 second even suggest that they don't align. Theory of perceived value, and then she used the Hertzberg theory of job satisfaction by Hertzberg. Um, okay. This was also a student from last year. She was one of my Westville students. Also did really well in terms of hers. Her topic was that impact of lean Six Sigma on KPIs in industrial manufacturing company. And then in terms of her theoretical framework, on where is that? Gosh, I'm going too fast. Yeah, I clearly cannot find it now. I'm being useless. I think I've opened the wrong submission there. My apologies. Sorry, I've downloaded the wrong submissions. I will download the correct submissions then. Can artificial intelligence? Okay. Let me have a look at yours first. Obviously, you guys can't use this reference, but it's just so that um, there's so many good career choice and selection theories out there. Um, Tiang. There's so many career theories. Tiang, please reconsider those for me, and please search that. There are tons of fantastic career theories. And if you send me a WhatsApp, I will upload, if I still have it, I've got a summary of a career development textbook on my drive. Okay. Tian, can you see? I don't like those.
Okay, can you please show me what you searched there?
There, career choice, selection theory, scholarly articles.
Thank you very
Okay. And then if you send me a WhatsApp, I'll see if I can find the summarized textbook on career management that I have. Okay. Decision-making theory is fine, Thoroughly. You can use that. Josh, what's yours, boy? What is your? Here it is. Yeah, Josh, you can definitely use TAM. The fusion of innovations theory. It'd be interesting to see how you use that one. I have got I don't know where my innovation stuff is. Josh, have a glance at this one. Okay. You can definitely look at that one as well. Diffusion of innovations theory. Just make sure that whichever one it is, that it makes sense. But do me a favor and read that up on that for me. That one I've just shared. Okay, I'll see now, guys. Who else put stuff on here? And Tara Lee. Okay. Jiang, you've got what you've got to look for. Okay. So guys, just remember, you have to get your theoretical framework perfect. And whether it's one theory or whether it's two theories, I'm not too fussed, but we've got to get the theories sorted. Any questions? Anyone not sure what I'm talking about in terms of the theories or the theoretical framework? Anyone need any questions on that before I continue? Thoroughly, you can use one theory, but you can, it depends on if you're going to do quantitative, maybe use two theories and use the two theories and the scales linked to the theories as your dependent and independent variables. Yeah, Ongeziwa, a comparative
Sorry,
study
I
at this
exited.
level.
Sorry, I'm trying
Yeah.
to work on my topic, right? But then
Yeah.
as I was working through it and then I've been doing my research around it, if I use the contingency theory, that's the theory that I found, or the
Okay.
resource-based
Yeah.
view, those are the two that I found based on my topic.
But there are also tons of risk management theories, hey?
Yes, the strategic risk management framework.
I would use that, man. I would use that.
Okay,
I would stay away, Ongeziwe, I would stay away from this comparative study. Don't do
all
a
right.
comparative study. That's insane. Rather use a particular bank, if you can get access to a particular bank,
Ye-
and essentially do that as your research. Okay.
Yes, I do have a bank
But
in
don't do
mind.
it.
I just,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but
okay.
remember, if you're going to do this, you need to have a bank in mind. Because
Yes, I
you'll need
do
a
have.
gatekeeper's letter to get in. Okay, that's wonderful.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
get rid of that second part, okay? Comparative study. You can just tell us that it's the banking industry, or just formalized risk-taking process, risk management process in the banking industry. Okay,
Okay, thank you so much.
it's a pleasure. Sorry, guys, just give me a second. I want to just share this one as well. Right. So if you look at this student's research, she was very clever in terms of her title. So she did a tick box exercise or driver for change, and then she looked at how levels of trust impact the sort of value of employee engagement surveys. Again, the bits and pieces there, the layout there, I will share this one. Here is her introduction. And again, very cleverly transitions into it. And then in terms of her theoretical framework, right, so she used the propensity to trust model and the perceived value theory. Again, the layout there, the part A, the part B, and the part C. So the original discussion on the theory, and then updated views on the theory, and then why that is relevant to our research. Okay. Any questions, any comments on that one? I want to share this one with you guys as well, so you can get a sense of this one. I will get permission from the students to share these guys. Oh my gosh. Right, there is hers. Motivational strategies, the role of expectancy theory and job satisfaction. If we go to her theoretical framework, she used the expectancy theory as part of it and the job satisfaction theory. Okay. Again, the part A and part B and part C are there. Okay. And then let me just share another one with you guys very quickly so we can get a sense of what students have done. And then this is the last one I'm going to share. So her title was that there, and then emotional intelligence's influence on motivation in the new area of project management. And then this is her theoretical framework. Yeah. So again, what a literature review does, I don't know if I can make this slightly bigger. Sorry, what a literature review does, what a theoretical framework does, and then her two theories, emotional intelligence theory, the A, B, and C in terms of that. And then she tells us why it's relevant. Oh, can I also just say, guys, the other thing that I quite like, and I haven't mentioned this, and my apologies for that, is also transition between your theories. So what she does is she tells us why this theory is relevant as part of that C component that we've spoken about. And then she says, this relates to the following theory. And then she goes into the two-factor theory, discussed from a 1957 perspective, and then gives me updated views on the theory and why it's relevant. Sorry. Bridging the gap between Gen Z and the tourism stakeholders post-COVID in SA, which theory? Gen Z and tourism stakeholders. Gen Z, tourism stakeholders. Well, there is always the stakeholder theory that you can look at. Hold on. There is something called the stakeholder theory. Let me just move that across there. And then just go scholarly articles again. So there is stakeholder theory. You can use a model thoroughly. You can use a model. Sishongule, does that make sense? I'll shove that in there for you. Okay. We might panel beat the title slightly, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah, stakeholder theory. Have a look at that. I think that actually fits quite well there. Okay, that'll fit quite well. Okay, guys, I'm going to continue. So once you've got your theoretical foundation, and honestly, at this stage, we now need to get past the introduction. You should be finalizing your theoretical foundation. Please remember, and I know that I sound like a broken record, but I've done this plenty times before. Deborah, go for it. Debs, you don't have to put up your hand, just talk.
Hi, sir.
Hello, Deborah.
I would
Hi.
never just interrupt you.
No, I don't care about stuff like that.
I just
Go for it.
I'm a bit in two minds with my topic. So the one that I'm leaning more towards, I posted it in the chat, but I just wanted to check with you, sir. Does
Oh,
using the
shucks, I might have missed it. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Okay,
I just
go for
wanted
it.
to
Okay.
I just wanted to know if using the TAM approach, if that is logical for my topic that I've chosen.
No, it doesn't make sense there.
From a fintech
It doesn't make
perspective,
sense there.
okay.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense there. Okay. I would also get rid of the consumer behavior. Don't try and research two things. I quite go look at general investment patterns. You can, yeah, don't split that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
That's very big. Devs, we're gonna have to I'm gonna take that back. Hey, you see, if you want to do something like that, why don't you do something along the lines of the perceived value of cryptocurrency among Gen X, amongst Generation X adults?
Okay.
If you want to look at general, but don't change it if you're not happy with that. But I would rather consider something like that, whether people my generation will, in fact, are interested in crypto and their views on cryptocurrency. Because then you're taking that, but that's hell of a complicated what you have there.
But
And then
that
you've
would
got
be
to
looking
see how
back,
you
right? Not necessarily
Hmm?
forward looking.
Well, you see, I can't. So, are you looking at people looking back at their investments and things like that?
No, my objective is probably to understand what the current economy is like right now and what it will look like in 30 years' time and how it's changed, why it's changed over the 30-year period from
I know,
Gen X
that is
to.
so big. You're giving me a master's, if not bigger, bit of research there. You've got 10
Okay.
weeks. Honestly, we need to
Okay.
bring that little bit back. That's way too big for what we have here. Okay,
Okay,
that's
I'll
way.
rethink that. Okay, no problems. Thank you, sir.
Okay,
I'll
you can stay
rethink
on
it.
afterwards and we can chat.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Rowan, I have no issue with that. Your theories could be TAM if you want. I think TAM would be possibly one of the best. But if you guys please don't everyone use TAM, just do me a favor. And there's a lovely article, and I don't know if I'm going to find it immediately, but alternative. Uh, sorry. Right. So just please do me a favor and don't all use that. Do that search. I have got an article. I've got an article that gives us all the alternatives. If I find it, I will share that on the group. Okay. But that looks fine, Rowan. That looks fine. Okay. That's yeah. They'll have an issue with the word impact because for people, impact is long term. I disagree with that, but yeah, you can absolutely look at that. So the resource based view definitely applies there. There's so many training theories. Yeah, yeah, not in 10 weeks, boy. Rowan, yeah, I think keep it very simple. Just keep it simple, guys. Okay, now remember the layout there. So can I continue now to the literature review? Okay, boy, yeah. Rowan, maybe we can chat separately. I think I might be misunderstanding stuff, but okay, guys. So in terms of reporting your literature, so again, the layout here, theoretical framework, please tell me also, the value of reporting existing scholarship if you want to use fancy terminology. So the different headings at this stage, theoretical framework, just make that review existing literature, although we have literature review there. It's just about duplication and avoiding duplication. So in terms of your literature review, we don't have a lot of time, guys. My suggestion, oh gosh, am I going to be able to use this? I panic every time I do this kind of stuff. One of the best ways to find relevant literature, oh my gosh, please tell me that I'm still logged in on this machine. Okay, is Research Rabbit, guys. Now, I don't know how whether anyone has used Research Rabbit at all. You need to download it. You need to register. Do not use your Varsity College email address to register. Use your own email address because obviously you will use this in future. So My gosh. Yeah, I hate when I start doing this and I can't remember. Oh my word, guys. Okay, so let's just see here. That's what you do. You create your collection for this specific assignment, and then you go and do your search. Um, let's say we want, I'm just, okay, so not the best search there. Okay, so you might have to refine that. But the essence of this, come on. What this does, it tells you the different articles that relate to it, and it links it, and you can add it to your collection. You can so if I go to my collection now, it should open that there. It takes it from there, and those of you that use, okay, and then it takes you to that research rabbit. Is absolutely amazing, guys. I really need to spend a bit more time on this, but it is an AI generated one. I will make sure the librarian gets to you guys to show you. I really am not that au fait. I need to play with it a little bit more. But it starts with your keyword search. Now you can do it very simply. You can go into your EBSCOhost and search EBSCOhost, or you can go to Google and do scholarly articles, or you can go directly to to um, to Google Scholar. Guys, ultimately, what we're aiming for in terms of this is that you end up with a set of themes. So you cannot get to these themes unless you've done significant reading, and when you read articles and when you go in and research existing articles, you almost need to spend quite a bit of time on summarizing the key points. And as you work through the work, you'll see at some point these themes will emerge from your research. Please remember, in terms of these themes, that the themes will come from your reading. Don't try and force the themes. So you need to spend a bit of time reading on your topics. So if we look at what my student did here, she's done significant reading. Okay, you can see here how much effort and work was done on this. And you can only get to this when you've done some reading. Now, when is this first submission due? I like that, Tyrolee. I like
20th
that.
of
Okay, I
August.
like that. Just say that again.
The first submission, part one, is the 20th of August.
Okay, so we've got a bit of time, but there's a lot of reading to do, guys. So if you look at just how many articles my students summarized into her themes. But these themes must emerge from your literature. Tarili, I'm assuming that you've read and that's what the themes were. Be very careful to force the themes, guys. They must come from your literature. And the only way you can do that is now going and reading. This student, you can see what her themes were. Yeah, a couple of themes there in terms of her study, and then some of the other themes that came out of the students' studies. Um, yeah, I didn't like this. Just remember, guys, also label your themes for me when you write this. So as you start writing this up, yeah, thanks, Tyrolee. That's well done. As you start writing these up, guys, please make sure that you label it. I want to see your themes labeled, okay? Well, you know what? Um, Sihlangule, yeah, the truth is, it has to be difficult, otherwise everyone else is doing it. Options in terms of your search as keywords, I would use Research Rabbit. I will figure it out again, or I will get someone to train you on that. Also on Zotero. But I think the reality is that the more you read and summarize, these themes will happen. But the only way we can do that is that you need to go and spend time in literature. You have to go and spend time in literature. Okay, so to also just show this is how well you've put the bits and pieces together in your rubric. So in terms of your literature review, you can see what we're looking for in the reporting of the literature, guys. I think it's about critical thinking. It's about integrating different researchers, different writers, and starting to build an understanding of the supporting information in this particular field. This is essential. But you can't do any of this unless you've done your theoretical framework. And we have to start looking at when this theoretical framework is going to be finished. And I think we need to start setting targets, because the 20th of August is basically 22 days away. There's a lot to be done before the 22nd of August. Okay. What I'll do this week is, guys, I'll get permission from my students. Well, what did you think it was? Ongeziwe, the best thing about 22 days is that it's not 21 days or not 20 days or 10 days. So just keep thinking like that. It's still quite a distance, guys. It's 3 weeks and a day. There's a payday in between, man. And when you finish, your next pay date will happen. But it's not 10 days or 5 days. Okay. Right. I don't know how many people survived today's lecture. Some people are very, very quiet. And the Olympics, yeah, second medal today in cycling and mountain bike, cross-country mountain biking. So at least 2 medals at this stage, guys. Right. The people who wanted